Have you ever wondered what might have happened if the Uruk-hai knew about a secret entrance to the glittering caves during the Battle of Helm's Deep? Well, let's find out. In this video, we're going to be continuing our Battle Games in Middle-earth series. We're now on issue 6. This is OTR Miniatures. I'm Tim. Let's go. The battle is now set. I'm using the ruins from a video that I've recently posted. I will tag that up here. Right, so we're playing on a 3x3 board, as is common with the Battle Games in Middle-earth series so far. So now it's time to find out if Aragorn can stop the Uruk-hai from swarming in. So for this playthrough, I'm just keeping it simple and having two types of terrain. We've got a barrier in the form of the hedges, and the ruins we're going to count as difficult terrain. As they are ruins, there's going to be rubble and stuff likely on the floor, so that's going to slow down the movement of the models as they pass through them. And this game will be lasting for 10 turns. So let's see who's going to be victorious within those 10 turns. Is it going to be the Uruk-hai or is it going to be Aragorn? Put your bet in the comments below and then watch till the end and find out if you were right. So the entrance to the glittering caves is going to be in one of these terrain pieces. So not the hedges, but one of the ruins. So the Uruk-hai have got to try and get one of their models into the ruins so that they can reveal on a roll of 6 as to whether that is the secret entrance or not. So all they've got to do is keep moving to the different terrain pieces, staying alive, and hopefully roll a 6 within the 10 turns. Turn 1 is beginning with good priority. Aragorn's in the middle of the board. He's going to be moving first. Aragorn's objective in this game is to kill the Uruk-hai. He only needs to kill one in order to make it so that the Uruk-hai can't win. We move him the full 6 inches straight towards the Uruk-hai, and the Uruk-hai I will just scatter heading towards all the different terrain pieces. It's only the hedges that don't count as accessible entrances to the glittering caves. I'll start with this centre one. I'll move him straight towards Aragorn just to tie him up, but also he's moving towards the centre piece of terrain there. So 6 inches, and I'll continue on like that. So we can see here the Uruk-hai are nicely spread out, and hopefully they can stay away from Aragorn. This is Helm's Deep Aragorn, so he hasn't got his bow. So that is going to be the end of turn 1. Now on to turn 2. Let's roll for priority. Aragorn keeping priority on a 6. And I'll actually start by moving him into base contact with this Uruk-hai here, as he is currently one of the closest to the terrain pieces. I'll begin the Uruk-hai's movement with this one right here. He's only 3 inches away from this terrain piece, so although it's difficult terrain, he's still making it into it fine. And this guy, I'm just going to move him 6 inches down towards the terrain piece on the far end. I'm trying to get to all the terrain pieces, because if you're unable to roll a 6 at each of the terrain pieces, then the last remaining piece of terrain automatically becomes the entrance. So it'll just be a race to get to that one. This Uruk-hai in the centre, I'm going to continue his move towards this terrain piece, which is just in range. So in this fight phase, he's going to be rolling for that one. And this Uruk-hai here is 3 inches from this window, which he can actually fit through. So he's going to move to it. And then as it's a barrier, and we've been introduced into the barrier rules in this one, if the barrier is half the height or less than half the height, then the model can move unhindered. But as I made this distance 3/4 of an inch, then that is not the case. Then he can jump over that. So let's roll a dice for him and see how he does. He gets a 6, so he effortlessly bounds across, meaning the model can leap over any obstacle and complete its move if it has any remaining, which he does. He's only used half his move, but it's difficult terrain, so his movement's going to be halved. So he can go in there 1.5 inches, but that doesn't matter, because as long as he's in the terrain piece, then he can roll to find the secret entrance. It's Aragorn's priority, so he gets to fight first. He's got 3 attacks against this Uruk-hai's 1. The Uruk-hai getting a 6 is actually winning. So Aragorn gets pushed back an inch. Is he going to take a wound? So the Uruk-hai is looking for a 5, and I've just rolled it off screen. You can see there, he got a 6. So Aragorn is taking a wound. He has 3 wounds, so he is now down to 2. The Uruk-hai had a very successful move phase, so they're able to roll for 3 terrain pieces. We'll start with the one furthest away. We're looking for a 6. Only getting a 1, so that terrain piece is dead. I'll leave the dice there so that we can remember that. Middle one, getting a 6. So in turn 2, we've already found the secret entrance. So now it's just a case of getting the Uruk-hai into there. So that means that on his next movement, he will be entering the tunnel. And it doesn't say how many secret tunnels there is. So we're going to continue and roll for this one as well. Also getting a 6. So he'll be able to enter it on his next move. So we've already opened up 2 entrances. So we'll be getting at least 2 into there. Means that we'll at least be getting a draw. So we're now moving on to turn 3. With that last turn, the Uruk-hai have set themselves up for the win. So Aragorn's got some tough decisions to make now. Let's roll for priority. Hopefully Aragorn can get it, otherwise this may be ending soon. Is evil priority, as they're winning on a 5. Let's see what they're going to do. This piece of terrain can no longer be an entrance to the tunnel. So we're going to begin by moving him. He's 1.5 inches into the terrain piece. Difficult terrain. So we're going to double that and say that he's used 3 inches of his move. So he's got 3 inches remaining. We're going to head for this piece, as we know it's an entrance to the tunnel. And he's going to end his turn there. This Uruk-hai has also now been tempted by the centerpiece. We're no longer going to attempt to get to the rear bit. So we're just going to move him 6 inches towards the center there. The Uruk-hai in the ruins here, and this one on the center bit here, are not going to move, because if they finish this turn without being killed by Aragorn, then they can just go straight into the tunnels. And this Uruk-hai here needs to decide whether he's going to go into combat with Aragorn or try and get into one of the train pieces so that he can escape Aragorn and ultimately help aid the Uruk-hai to a victory. But I don't think that that would be in Uruk-hai's nature. So I'm going to move him back into combat with Aragorn, just to tie Aragorn up. Or hopefully, if the dice rolls go right, he could even inflict another wound. That decision means that it's the end of the movement phase. So this Uruk-hai here, and this one in the center, has successfully made it into the tunnels. We need another 2 for an evil win. But Aragorn has more attacks, so he might defeat this Uruk-hai and push it to a draw. Let's find out. Aragorn has 3 attacks, Uruk-hai has 1. Both getting a 5, but Aragorn winning on fight value. His strength 4 and the Uruk-hai's defense 6 means that he needs a 5 to wound. 2 6s and a 5. This Uruk-hai is definitely slain. Now on to turn 4. And Aragorn needing 1 more kill in order to keep it as a draw. So let's see who gets priority. Evil keeping priority on a 5. So it's going to be a simple movement phase, as we've only got 2 Uruk-hai left in. This one going straight towards the entrance there. As can this one. And Aragorn is out of range, as he can only move there. He hasn't got a bow. Both of these are ending their move phase touching the terrain piece that's the entrance to the tunnel. So that's it. Uruk-hai have managed to actually get a victory here, getting 4 Uruk-hai into the tunnels. So unfortunately, Aragorn has failed. I wasn't expecting the Uruk-hai to be quite that dominant, but it was great fun to play. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.